Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli with Little Blue, and continuing with the Mandalorian marathon, of course. Now we are up to Chapter 5, and that is Chapter 5, and of course being Episode 5, but that's what's titled Chapter 5. Chapter 5, Gunslinger. And of course this one, because the Mandalorian, or Din Djarin, is that his name? Yeah, he's arrived on, him and the child, they've arrived on Tatooine, and yeah, just what do we have to say? What about Chapter 5?
When I first saw it, I liked it, but it wasn't one of my favorites. And
it was excited to see Tatooine again and in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, the more I see it, though, the more I like it.
Yeah.
I've watched all these episodes probably half a dozen times each. And the more I see that one, the more I like it.
Yeah, and Episode 5 probably have to be one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was good. I liked how it was done. We get to see him on speeder bikes.
Oh yeah.
Which was cool. We get to see the Sand People, the Tusken Raiders. See a few banthas, and
see Mos Eisley.
And Mos Eisley, that shot of Mos Eisley as he's on approach is the same, looks like the same shot they used practically for
that part where,
Episode 4.
Yeah, where Obi-Wan and Luke, R2 and 3PO, they're on some like cliff and such, and Obi-Wan, Mos Eisley spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Exactly.
And the one shot where his ship arrives and we see and it's the shot with Tatooine and the moon. Mm-hmm. Exactly, just like say how with A New Hope, because the very first shot of In A New Hope with
exactly
the Rebel Leia's ship being chased by the Star Destroyer.
Right.
But yeah, and Cantina, of course,
Yeah, the Cantina, and actually turned out to be Mark Hamill's voice.
Voicing that droid.
Exactly, in the Cantina.
Yeah, at first I think when it came out we didn't know exactly, but it wasn't until it was revealed later,
Right.
An uncredited cameo voice role.
Exactly.
You couldn't even tell it's him because his voice, they made it droid sound,
Right.
But it is him. So
we get our first glimpse of what I believe to be is Boba Fett at the end of that episode.
Maybe.
There was something that came out today. I happened to watch it on. We'll do a cross promotion here for Star Wars Coffee. Shout out.
Yeah. Those YouTubers who are Star Wars themed and such, from Star Wars Coffee, Star Wars Meg, Star Wars Theory.
Right.
This time you're meant because Star Wars Coffee you're talking about.
Star Wars Coffee. The host said he had acquired a picture of a magazine, a fan magazine from Germany.
Oh. And
on that fan magazine had a picture of the cover. Was talking about season 2. Had a picture of the Mandalorian. It had Din Djarin. It had Cara Dune, and it also had Boba Fett on the cover.
Interesting. You'll have to show me that because I've not seen it.
Watch that episode. You'll see the latest episode of Star Wars Coffee.
And what about you guys?
So I think it's inevitable that he is going to be in this.
Of course,
there is supposed to be some
it's already been kind of revealed.
A teaser trailer coming up. Yet another teaser trailer coming up tomorrow night.
As we're recording this, our review of Chapter 5. Because tomorrow will be the football game, so...
Exactly. Monday Night Football, which today is...
As you guys know, because as you're watching this is Saturday, but we're recording this,
Today is the 18th, October 18th. We're still, as of this recording, 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away now from premiere of Season 2.
And I got to mention this. When we started recording, when we first started the Mandalorian marathon with Chapter 1, the trailer we've been waiting for didn't come out at that time.
No, it didn't come out.
Just for I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, I knew they were toying with fans.
You guys probably know, and as I know I covered this before, and as you have seen the first review for the Mandalorian marathon. I just thought I'd throw that out. But yeah. You were saying.
No, I was just saying that I think they were teasing fans. They were playing with fans when they held off on the trailer as long as they did. They didn't have to do a trailer at all. All they had to do was say Season 1 coming. People were going to watch it regardless. But they'll do a trailer. That's sort of traditional. So
yeah, of course they'd have to do a trailer.
Right. But Season 1 rather, Episode 5, the Gunslinger.
Season 5.
Let's hope we get to Season 5. Was very well done.
And what's his face? Who was the gunslinger? We can't forget about mentioning him and the other characters.
Yeah, he is, and I've already forgotten.
Jake Canavale or something like that.
Something like that. He is up for.
Played Toro. He played Toro.
Toro Calican.
And basically, his character, he first helps out Din Djarin, but then he betrays him.
Right.
Pretty much.
The interesting thing with the actor who portrays that character in that particular episode is that he is apparently on the short list to play Captain James T. Kirk
in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Exactly. So
I find it funny. We're cutting straight. We're jumping right into Star Trek. But
well, sorry, it's just a quick jump.
Who gives a crap? So
I think that
who cares?
I think it's interesting. You can cross promote these. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
I've seen this before.
I don't agree. Something I saw posted on Facebook earlier this week from one of the Star Wars fan bases was that they were talking about would you be favorable? I think Patrick Stewart had said he would be in favor of doing a crossover with Star Wars and Star Trek, and I'm thinking maybe it should.
Really I'm thinking maybe it should be done like, say, how those movies like from the scary movies or the disaster movie or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, Freddy meets Jason, that kind of stuff. That just I don't get into that.
Well, okay,
kind of stuff.
that one made sense. Freddy versus Jason.
Well, it's you'd have to. They could do it, of course, but I think it's best left alone.
Yeah, leave them alone and don't let them cross paths.
Don't. That to me would seriously deteriorate the integrity of both sci-fi institutions.
Exactly.
That's probably the easiest way to put it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
In other words, I'm against it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
But as for the rest of the episode, like with the appearance of Ming, what's her face? The voice of Mulan. She's in this.
Yes. She was. And
she's also been Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, she was pretty bad she was obviously an assassin.
Yes.
Played an assassin, and she was pretty tough. But we're not even sure if she's dead because he shot her. He shot her in the gut. She could survive that.
Oh yeah.
And who knows?
Maybe that could explain on who may be Boba Fett, but probably not. Because,
exactly.
As I told you, because Timothy, what's his last name, who's going to be in season 2? Like it's been said that he'd be wearing some of Boba Fett's gear and such, and including the boots.
Right.
So that could be him. Also during that episode, because like the child was left behind on the ship, like what's Amy, because the actress who played the character, like looked after the child, and so did the droids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was good in the episode too.
She was very good in that episode. She looks very different out of that
style
of makeup. She's
I know.
she's a beautiful woman. They really
and
didn't,
she's worked with Jon Favreau before, like in say The Lion King and Elf. So
yeah. But she was very good in that. That character will make a return, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet you. Yeah, because I enjoyed that character and I love the actress. Yeah, it would be great to see her again and seeing how we're pretty much gonna get Tatooine again in season 2.
And who knows, Mando might even actually let the droids work on his ship next time. So
yeah, especially because after
IG-11, he kind of I think he saw that yes, droids can be programmed for the good, and
yes, they can. Some can be programmed for the good, some programmed for the bad.
Yeah, Queel, the Ognot, he actually did reprogram IG-11 from a bounty droid to a nursemaid droid.
It's like, yeah, couldn't Din Djarin get the point by now? Because when he saw IG-11, I mean, seriously,
exactly.
He should have known by then that right away that he was reprogrammed. So
I agree.
Yeah. So, but anyways, but the rest of chapter 5, what else on
it? It was just it was well done. It was like I said, it was good to see Tatooine again. I wish when he came into the spaceport where he docked, I wished he
same spaceport like for
the same docking bay
in A New Hope.
From New Hope,
and also appeared in Attack of the Clones when Anakin and Padme arrived.
Yeah, but when he comes back next time, it may be the same docking bay number that he docks in. That would be really cool to see.
And where they were, what's her face and the droids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think at some point there's going to be some things clearly revisited from the old Star Wars universe that we're familiar with.
Yeah, exactly. From the what?
From the old Star Wars universe, we're accustomed to. And this one, they're kind of rebuilding their own with this. I mean, they're building their own universe as they go. The Star Wars universe is there, but it's
the universe.
But we're seeing things we've never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. You noticed how in the cantina, because there is like a bug creature in there?
Yeah.
To me, I feel like it could be a little nod to say how you could even barely see it in A New Hope. There's like a giant cricket or something in the bar. And as Mark Hamill pointed out in the documentary Empire of Dreams,
mm-hmm.
Now I did look this up, that like cricket kind of creature, giant cricket in the cantina.
Mm-hmm.
it does have a name, like it's its own kind of alien and such in Star Wars.
Oh, they've all got they all have a named species. I mean, I don't think
Yes.
George Lucas would.
So I did look it up, but of course, as of now, I can't remember the names. So it's hard to remember some of these aliens' names, like say from Star Wars or Star Trek or stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I looked up a top 10 list.
You can only remember certain ones. So
I looked up a top 10 list of actors who were not that were glad to be out of Star Wars for one reason or another. The actor that played Chancellor Valorum in
Terrence Stamp,
in episode 3, he was not impressed with George Lucas apparently,
and how he was in A New Hope.
And
I mean, not in Phantom Menace.
He said his agent talked him into doing it, and the only reason he did it was a chance to meet Natalie Portman because he was a big fan of hers. And finally, he did get to meet her, but when it came time for him to shoot the scene where he's talking to Senator Padme, he walks on the set ready to do his
Queen Amidala.
Scene.
I said
Queen Amidala at that time from episode 1. Correct.
Jinx.
Sorry.
Exactly. Episode 1, Phantom Menace. So
Queen Amidala.
Right.
When he comes on the set to do his scene, he looks around and he says, "Where's Natalie?" And George Lucas points to a piece of paper on the wall and he said, "That's Natalie," meaning he was going to be doing his lines addressing a piece of paper that was supposed to be Natalie. Which, as you recall, when they were shooting scenes with in episode 1 with Liam Neeson's character Qui-Gon Jinn and the little flying thing, what's his name?
The flying thing?
It just flew out of my head.
Watto?
Watto, thank you. When he does his scenes with Watto, there's nothing there. It's CGI. So what they actually did, they suspended.
I've looked at behind the scenes. They do like practice or something.
Well, they actually suspended.
You have the 3 actors there, and the ones like Ahmed and what's his face who played Watto. They were there practicing, rehearsing.
But in order to get the right angles and for him to make eye contact, they actually suspended a tennis ball in front of him, so he would be looking at that tennis ball, talking to that tennis ball. So when they did the scene, they added the CGI, and then Watto is hovering in front of him like that, and it looks like he's really there.
You really got it. You got to put those CG characters in the right place, and because of eye contact.
Well, the same thing with Jar Jar Binks. All those scenes was done with the actor that did the voice for it, and he was dressed as Jar Jar Binks, and he just had a headdress on, and it approximated the height of where his eyes were, and that's where they put him in CGI.
Right. Exactly.
So who knows how much of that they do with Mandalorian. By now we know that a lot of that stuff there are digital screens put up in the background for the sets. So it looks like they're actually on set, but they're not. When they're in the ship, there's a star field, and it's very cool how they do that.
Oh yeah. Weren't there any times, so if I remember correctly, I'll go ahead and say this, weren't there any times in even in the first season that there were a few shots with the child being CG?
I don't know. I don't know if I've read that. From what I can understand, that
we talked about this before, but it's been a while.
I would say if there were any shots of the child that were CGI, it would be when they're on that planet. It's my favorite episode 4, Sanctuary, when he is walking along. That looks like that could be CGI. When you show him you see him walking through the forest from behind, and as they're walking, you see the child just walking and looking around. That to me would be that scene. I think they may have used CGI.
But of course, I mean, you can never tell exactly.
No, you can't.
The child looks so good there.
I would say they probably
Industrial Lights and Magic. Yeah, they do really good with their CG and detail and such.
They've done. You can see the differences between episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
The difference
with Yoda, how Yoda looks.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, that was 2002, so...
Yeah, it just didn't look right to me. It just didn't look quite right. But by the time they did the 3rd episode, it did look right.
Their CG and them doing Yoda was a lot more better, it updated.
But let's face it.
And even though they started filming, well, I mean, they would do the CG later and such, because they started filming Revenge of the Sith in 2003, so...
Right. Let's face it, ILM's worst presentation could be just about anybody else's best presentation. So as far as CGI goes,
Right.
that's how good they are.
Right, that is. And you know those shots with like the Mandalorian's ship, like those are like that's modeling.
Oh sure, yeah.
So, but anyways, so anything else to say on episode 5?
No, good episode. Really enjoyed it. The more I watch it, the more I enjoy it.
And one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's funny. That happens to be one of my favorites right after the last episode, which is your favorite, episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying there?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So, and you guys let us know what you think of Chapter 5, The Gunslinger. Again, it's good, huh?
It's very good.
Yeah,
very good.
And it's great. And 2 thumbs up as well. Hey, it was great to see. It was great to see Tatooine be in season 1, and pretty much we'll get it again for season 2. We'll be seeing Tatooine again. That is for season 2.
Yes, we will.
And just very quickly, because the Tusken Raiders, it was funny with that part where Din Djarin, he's making contact with the Tuskens, sign language or something.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
Exactly.
Just Din Djarin just got it done, like negotiating with the Tuskens.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, so again, Chapter 5, The Gunslinger, it was good, as we said. And again, you guys let us know what you think of Chapter 5, The Gunslinger, and so on. And continuing on with the Mandalorian Marathon. So yeah. So again, we hope you enjoyed our review. More new reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward. And as I said, continuing on with the Mandalorian Marathon, only three more episodes to go, correct?
Correct.
Right. Getting close to season 2. So anyways, so again, with that said, we hope you enjoyed our review, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, peace out, and we have spoken.